Hi, I'm Jack. Welcome to Alternative Me. This is going to be a show and a channel where I talk about my journey and my experiences in the world of alternative music. And I've been a radio DJ, I've been a record label promoter, and I'm a songwriter as well. But more importantly than all of that, I'm just a really, really big fan of music. And I'm working on a record right now. I've got about 20 to 30 songs, and I'm currently demoing them using Pro Tools, which is new for me. But I would eventually want to get into a studio, and I want to record them. You know, right now that's not exactly possible, but we're working towards it, and I'm learning a lot about using Pro Tools and different sorts of microphones and recording techniques and social media as well to help promote. And this is just going to be a journey, and I hope you come along with me. Certainly going to be new and fun. But before I get into any of that, I want to talk about the music that I love and the music that changed my life and the music that turned me into the songwriter that I am today. And I want to start with a band that was one of the first CDs that I really, really got into when I was a little younger, and it was the early 90s. And it's a band called Husker, and the CD was called Copper Blue. Now, Husker is a band comprised of Bob Mould, who was from his original band, Husker, who was a very, very seminal early old school punk band coming up in the 80s, and a very, very influential band, Husker Du. But then they broke up, and then he went on to form this band called Husker. And so Husker Du was a little bit before I got into it. So I got into him once he'd formed this band Husker. And this album, Copper Blue, from the second I heard it, the moment I heard it on the radio, I knew I was going to love it. So I just went out and bought it, and I listened to it pretty much every single day for at least a year or more than that. And the guitars, the songwriting, the lyrics, the hooks, everything about this album really, really spoke to me. And at the time, I was going to school. I was living in New York City, and I was just starting to kind of explore the world of music. I was just learning how to play the guitar, and I was just learning how to become a songwriter. And this album certainly shaped what I saw as guitar music. I wanted it to be loud. I wanted it to be abrasive, but I wanted the lyrics and the melody to be something that was really, really hummable, really, I guess for lack of a better word, poppy. And Bob Mould was really good at doing that. And this album has so many good tracks on it. The first single was a song called Helpless. His lyrics, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. They speak to you. And the song Helpless is just this beautiful song about how, how no matter how hard he tries, he can't get this person to listen to him. And I think we've all felt that way. It's a really, really good song. And there was another song called If I Can't Change Your Mind. That song also had a video as well. And I think that was more, a little more personal for his experience, because I think at this point he was maybe sort of considering about revealing more about his personal life in his music. But this song was, If I Can't Change Your Mind, is definitely a little bit softer on the guitars. It's not quite as an abrasive song, not so much rock. It's much more in the pop vein. But still, a really, really strong songwriter. Bob Mould, I got a chance to meet him once when I lived in Seattle, and he played an acoustic show. And after the show, of course, I gave him, my demo, and he thanked me for it, because he says, you know what, thank you, because I really love songs. He just loves songs. He loves music. So I think that is something that I definitely share with him. and I definitely love the craft of songwriting. And I think that that Sugar also had a dark undertone to it as well. There's songs like "That's a Good Idea" and "The Slim." Also, there's a song called "Fortune Teller," and these songs are definitely go into a little bit of a darker place because I'm sure we've all been there, and being an early college student. There was definitely that feeling, that things were kind of dark and new, and I wanted that in my music as well. I wanted some of it to be very, very positive and on that pop side, but I also wanted that darker edge. I mean, the guitars and the lyrics definitely spoke to me in that vein. Sugar Copper Blue was not. It wasn't a humongous hit. I think that they played some of the songs on alternative radio. Helpless was played. Changes was another song that they played a lot on the radio. It wasn't a huge radio hit or commercial success, but it definitely he definitely had a lot of fans. I got to see him several times, and one of the strange things about Bob Mould is that over the years, playing loud music and being in the studio so much, he's got very, very strong ringing in his ears, tinnitus or tinnitus. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, and it's a very, very strong buzzing, ringing sound in his ears. So he has a lot of trouble hearing himself when he plays live. So his singing, when he sings the songs live, is completely different from how he sings the songs on the CD. And I noticed that the several times that I saw Sugar. So I definitely liked the CD more than I liked seeing him live. But they are also an incredible band live as well, even though they are so loud. They're one of the loudest bands I've ever heard. I mean, my ears were ringing. I'm pretty sure I got tinnitus just seeing Sugar play live. But yeah, so on college radio it did well, and they played the videos on MTV a little bit. But for the most part, this is a record that I think people kind of forget about because Bob Mould was so important in Husker Du, so they kind of remember that. Also, he released many, many more albums as a solo artist afterwards, and I think people remember those too. But Sugar is kind of in this place in between where I don't think a lot of people really remember it. So if you get a chance, I would highly recommend checking out that album, Sugar Copper Blue. It's the first album I wanted to talk about because it's one of the earliest albums that I fell in love with, and I wanna end this episode to playing a song for you. I want to cover one of the songs from Copper Blue. It's called Changes, and I'm going to play it for you here on the ukulele. If I want something like I remember, if I want something that lasts forever, I remember times you said that you'd be true to me. Look at how the weather's changing, changes, changes. You got these changes, 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 changes. Well, I'm accustomed to your deception. Comes a rule with no exception. I've been dragged across the river, running far and wide. Come and see how I feel inside. Changes, changes. You got these changes, 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 changes. Change for the better, change for the worst, change for the summer and fall. Now you're a stranger, spare me some change so I can find someone to call my own. Now the winter is falling upon us. I need someone that's warm and honest. If I found someone who said that they'll be true to me, I really wouldn't wanna change it. Changes, changes. You got these changes, changes. Changes, changes. If I have seen what I have seen, what these changes mean to me. If you're thinking of staying, if you're thinking of changing with me,